morning, good evening. My name is Damon Modrise Grayson. I come from a small city in Los Angeles County called Compton, and if you've heard of that city, everything you've heard is true. I'm here to talk about and discuss love healing, and that's what I'm going to do. The place that I'm from, if you show any type of love, it's considered a weakness, and that's how I was taught, and that's the lifestyle that I lived in the past. But as I grew up and I grew older and I started trying to find myself and get out of the pain and misery that I was going through, I had to look at myself and change. And I changed through the lenses of love. I Googled the word love, and what I got from Google was, in a noun sense, an intense feeling of deep affection. And here's one example. Babies feel parents with feelings of love. The second example was a great interest and pleasure in something, his love for football. And as a verb, the definition was feel deep affection for someone. And the example is, he loved his sister dearly. The second definition is like or enjoy something very much. I just love to dance. So I Googled that word, love, and it never said anything about self-love. So I said, that doesn't make any sense. Love begins from within. We always look for it outside of ourselves, and people, and clothes, and money, and all that, but it really starts with us, first and foremost. And in order to heal or love healing, you have to learn how to love yourself. And the first step to that is you have to learn how to forgive yourself. That's the first thing. Forgive yourself of anything that you've done wrong. Forgive other people who have done you wrong. And if you don't forgive yourself, you'll never have peace. Also, you have to forgive others as well. If you don't forgive others, how do you expect to be forgiven? So if you don't forgive yourself and you don't forgive others, you're going to hold blame inside of you, and you'll never be able to really love yourself. Secondly, the second step of love healing is to let go. If you don't let go, you'll harbor all that pain and negative energy inside of you. And as long as you do that, you won't be able to heal yourself. What I use is agape love. And agape love is to love unconditionally. And most of us don't know how to do that because we weren't taught that. We love through conditions. If you do this for me, I'll love you. If you don't do this for me, how am I going to love you? But my take on it is we should love anyway. Love on purpose. Love for no reason at all. And if you can learn how to do that, you can learn to love yourself, and that's the first beginning of healing. Also, you must realize that you're worthy to be loved. You deserve to be loved. A lot of us feel that we're not worthy to be loved, but we are. And once again, I say, you must love yourself first. It starts from within. So if you believe that you are not worthy of love, you're not worthy of it. If you believe that you are worthy of love, you're worthy of love. I was once in a situation with a guy. He didn't like certain type of men, a certain race, shall I say. And as we discussed things back and forth, I let him know that you must love your enemies. And his question was to me, Damon, how do you love your enemies? And the words that came out of my mouth was, you have to love humanity. And that's difficult to do. Sometimes we can't even love our neighbors as we're supposed to. So if I tell somebody to love humanity, that sounds impossible to most. But if you love humanity, it'll make it easier for you to love yourself indeed. So bottom line is, in order to heal through love, you must love yourself. Everything starts from within, not the outside. It starts from within. If you don't love yourself, how can someone else love you? If you don't love yourself, why do you expect someone else to love you? So while I've been on my journey, I've learned to take care of myself a lot better. I treat myself now, even if it's just a meal or anything, something going to shopping for myself, or even window shopping. I'm spending much more quality time with myself and that matters. And it makes me feel good just to take a drive down the highway and look at nature. Whatever makes you feel good, that's what you need to do. Through my journey, I also learned self-care is something needed. I used to feel guilty when I put myself first. But if you don't put yourself first, who's gonna put you first? If you don't put yourself first, you'll always be last. And I used to feel guilty about putting myself first. I've always done for other people. I've always been a people person. But through this journey, I've learned to take care of myself, to do for myself, and put myself first. Sometimes I feel a little bit guilty for doing it, but in order for me to heal, I have to put myself first. I have to love myself first and foremost. And during this journey, if you choose to change and to grow into a new person, you might lose a few people, friends, even family members. And if you do, sometimes you have to love them from a distance. It may hurt, but in the long run, you'll come out a winner. Another point, you must allow yourself to be vulnerable. You have to muster up enough courage to be vulnerable. If not, you're gonna have a wall up and you won't let anybody in, and you won't allow yourself to get out to be able to love your neighbor or yourself or your friends or even, like I said, your enemy. Vulnerability is one of the cores in love, and you can't be in denial either. You have to look in the mirror at yourself and figure out who you truly are. Through my journey, I became to love myself as I took a step back and found out who I truly was. I started looking within, not outside for everything else, from everybody else. I looked from within, but I had to allow myself to be vulnerable to do it. Also, attachment is the root to all pain. I'm going to repeat myself. Attachment is the root to all pain. Whatever you are attached to brings you pain. If you're attached to money, if you don't have it, the lack of, you're going to be worried. You're going to be stressed out. If you're attached to a person, when they're gone and when they're distant, you're going to have pain. The thing is to love without attachment, which is difficult to do, but it can be done. I love you.